Welcome to the channel, everybody. Now today, I thought I'd run a few tests with fishing. Now, I was told by someone that watched the previous video on fame gain that fishing gains quite a lot of fame. Apparently each fish that you catch will gain you some sort of fame, so I thought I'd come in and test this. Now, I've been using a varieties of bait. We've caught a few different fish. Some of them have been relatively small, so we've chucked them back in. Others have been small as well, so we've used them as bait. But we have caught 3 reasonably sized fish, and we're yet to gain any fame from it. Now, I have been here about 20 minutes before I started recording. Obviously, that's where our 1 fame came from. I did reset the fame before I started recording, just so we could see on a fair basis how much we're actually getting. Now, at the moment, I'm not really getting any fame from it. Now, when you're fishing, obviously these markings in front of you means that there's fish here. Now, if we use our awareness skill by focusing, we can see that the fish obviously pops up like it does with the hunting clues for paw print. So that's an easy way of seeing where there are a school of fish, as such, shall we call it. Now, you don't necessarily need that marker in the water to be able to fish. Okay, you can just cast your line out and eventually something will bite it. He says, as nothing's biting the line. Now, we did catch these 3. So 2.7 kg bass, and then 2 Prussian carps, you know, half kg each. Not a lot, but let's just run through a few things with fishing, okay? Because I thought I might as well make this a small fishing guide as well as a fame gain guide, because there is another place we're going to go and test out fishing after this. So there are a variety of different tools that you can use when fishing. One of them being, obviously, the main one, a fishing rod. Now, you can find 3 different types of fishing rods around the island: blue, green, and a red one. But you can also craft yourself, if you have a basic survival skill, an improvised fishing rod. You could also craft yourself an improvised fishing reel. So you have the tools, as I keep saying with Scum, just to make these things if you have the skill to do it, and then go fishing. You don't necessarily need to go and find these reels and stuff. Obviously, this is a fishing reel pro, and then you get a standard fishing reel, and then obviously the improvised fishing reel. Now, you can also make improvised fishing hooks from cans, and improvised fishing floaters. You can make these as well from wine corks and needles that you can make from puppet bones. They are here somewhere. There's the fishing hook. And obviously then we can make the bone and combine that with a wine cork. There it is. And then this will make us an improvised fishing floater as well. Now, these wine corks you can find all over the map, inside bars. Inside most prefabs, you'll find like a wine casing unit. Most of them you can search, you'll find maybe 1 or 2 in there. You know, it's enough if you're near a town, just gather 10 of these up and you'll be able to do a bit of fishing. So, there's tons of different stuff, obviously, you can use as well for fishing bait. Now, we have bread, we have crickets, grasshoppers, meat, which you can get from any source of meat. You can make this, cheese, and then you have different types of fish: sardines, worms. See, I've got myself a boilie pack here and a sweet corn. Now, with this, you can obviously make sweet corn bait like this, and then we can use this as bait. Now, obviously, there are a magnitude of things, as I said, you can use as bait on this. There are also different types of line that you can find. Now, this is the thickest line that I have here, but there are 4 different variants. Okay, so you've got thin, you've got medium, and you've got 2 variants of thick. One being 0.25 and the other being 0.5, which you can see here. Now, ideally, you want to be using the thickest line if you want to catch the biggest fish. Again, it's 4 different styles of fishing hooks, if you don't include the improvised ones. And these are single, small hook, medium hooks, double hooks, and treble hooks. Okay. And then obviously we can find fishing floaters. Now there's 2 different variants of these, but I find these are the best ones. And the reason these are the best ones is because at night, you might not be able to make it out on this, but I will show you later on. There's actually a green sort of glow in the dark point on the top of it. You might be able to see it there. And that glows in the dark at night, so it means you can actually do night fishing as well. But I have been here about 20 minutes. I've caught probably about 7 or 8 fish. The 3 I've kept here were probably the largest ones I've got here, but you can find catfish in waters like this. At the moment, I'm in this lake down here. Obviously, you can find them here as well. You can fish in trader areas. Obviously, if you're on a multiplayer server, these are good areas to fish in because they're safe zones. But generally, any sort of lake, river system, any sort of body of water, you can fish in, okay? Now, you can catch quite large tuna in Scum. And where you find these are in more deeper waters, okay? And if you use sardines, like we have here, you have a better chance of catching them. Now, there are percentages chances of catching certain size fish, etc. So it is just pot luck when you're fishing, really. Well, that's what I've found anyway. Obviously, when I've been fishing here, depending on what sort of bait you're using. See, these 2 I used sweet corn for. And this one was a bleak. So I used bleak for this. And then caught this carp. So you can catch reasonable sized fish in here. Obviously, with this is going to feed you. And that is the main purpose, obviously, of fishing. But I thought I'd test it to see, obviously, if we're getting fame from it. And from these smaller sized fish, you know, this is nearly a 3 kg fish. We're not really getting anything. Obviously here, we're getting a lot of substance from this one fish. You know, that will feed us for the day. And that's very nice. So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to disappear somewhere else. We're going to go out into the open sea and do a bit of sea fishing. As you can see here, we can't really see anything on the bottom. This is technically classed as deep waters, okay? So you can fish for tuna in these areas here. Now, as I said before, you don't necessarily need these points here to be able to fish. But we're going to give it a go with sardine. Well, with a bleak, I should say. Let's see if we can catch anything. Right, I'm going to put sardine on this instead of bleak. Let's see if we have any better luck. I just reeled out a little bit just to give it a bit of slack. Just so it doesn't then keep coming towards us. It's a big one. It's a big one. So when you've got quite a heavy fish on the line, what you need to do is just go back and forth with the line. Make sure you don't snap it. As you can see, when it gets to the top, it goes red. But this is what we're going to have to do. We're just going to have to play around with this fish till we can get it in. Okay, so all I'm doing at the moment is scrolling the mouse wheel back and forth. So if you scroll it down, it'll reel it towards you. If you scroll up, then it will give the line some slack. So what you want to do is hold shift down when you're reeling in, and then let go of shift before you give it some slack. Okay, because your fishing line comes in a lot quicker when you hold shift down. So there is a little bit of a technique to it, but when you get used to that, it's very easy to actually fish, alright? Obviously, as you can probably hear, there's different tensions on the line when it starts to get to the point of breaking, and you'll be able to tell that by listening. Now, obviously, depending on the size of the fish will depend how long this will take you, but generally, it shouldn't take you no longer than a couple of minutes at most to get a big fish in, alright? Ah! I got close then, but I just pushed it too much, so when you hold shift, your line comes in a lot quicker than when you don't. So what you want to do is hold shift and reel your line in, and then let go of shift, and then just reel the line up a little bit, so then that tension comes off. And then if you hold shift again, and then scroll down, it will reel your line in, where the tension will then go back up. And then when you let go of the shift again, and then reel back, then obviously the tension will go down, because you're obviously giving the slack on the line a little bit. But it's just the tendency of doing that over and over and over again, obviously, until you land the fish. But because our line broke, we lost everything but obviously the reel. So what we need to do is take out some new stuff. So let's get out a bit of line, stick that on, get one of them on, and we'll stick another sardine on. Now, that's how you set up a fishing reel in, or fishing rod in Scum. You need your reel on, then your line, floater, hook, and then your bait, and then you're sorted. All you need to do then is just click your left mouse in once, and you'll go into this position here. If you want to come out of this, hit V, and you'll put the rod up. Obviously, you can press V as well to place it down. But generally, while it's up, I just click once, and then if I hold in the left mouse button, we'll get power on it. You can obviously let go of the mouse button as and when you like. But if you notice now, what I'll show you is if we just do this, our fishing float doesn't really move that much. Now, if we hold left shift in and do the same action, see how much quicker it moves in? So, when you're fishing, and you have a fish on the line, if it's a lighter fish, you can just hold shift and just scroll back on your mouse wheel, and that bar shouldn't go up too much. Obviously, if it's a heavier fish, what you'll find is your tension on your line will go up straight away, so you need to then hold shift down, scroll back, then obviously forward without shift, and then hold shift down, back, and then, yeah, repeat that process over and over again, and eventually that fish will get closer and closer to you until you catch it. But you've just got to be careful not to break your line. So we'll try again now, and see if we can get another one. So I'm holding shift, scrolling back, and go shift, going forward, and just repeating that process. And as you can see, the fish will eventually come into you. And there we go. We've just got ourselves a 14.5 kg tuna. Lovely. Now, make sure you back up a little bit if you're on the edge of your boat, because that will not drop on your boat sometimes. As you can see, nice big tuna there. Now, we've just gone up another fame point, but I've just been here recording for 20 minutes, so I've been doing this 40 minutes so far, and I'm not gaining any fame, so strange. Obviously, the bigger the fish, the more space it's going to need. Damn, it's a big one.
That's what she said.
Let's put it in there. There you go. Obviously, catching the fish means that we've lost our bait. So we need to put new bait on before we cast out again. Dentex. Oh, I think I just lost that fish. Yeah, I did. So there you go. Because I didn't back up, the fish basically just went back into the water. I don't know why I thought I'd go and jump in with the fishes then, because there are sharks about, so be careful of that in Scum. If you're swimming in open waters, a shark will eventually come and attack you, alright? But, there you go. It's very simple and easy to fish in Scum, but I don't feel like you're going to gain any fame points from it. Actually, my fame just went up then, by 1. Maybe we did get 1 fame for that fish there. Let's just try this again. See if we get another one. Got 10 kg. No fame from it though, so don't think they're a fan of the bleak. Fish got away. Didn't even go down. So yeah, if you do miss the strike, obviously it will come up saying the fish got away, but you do keep your bait. Now, let's just try with a worm. Any markers about? Don't think so. So we'll just cast it out. See what happens, eh? Okay, this isn't a big fish. As you can see, the tension on the line isn't really going up. We can just reel this back in. Not bad fish. But yeah, it can be a bit of a pain doing this on a boat. But obviously, you can do the same thing from the shoreline over here. Obviously, the deeper the water, the better for you. So, as you can see, if we just move over here a little bit, it gets quite deep. So we can just fish from here. Oh. Got no bait on that though, so that's not going to help us much. As I was saying, you can fish in the pitch black with these floaters. So as you can see, it does have a light on it. There you go. 14 kg fish. And that'll drop on the floor next to us because we're on dry land. So it's easier, obviously, to do this on land than it is on a boat. But you can do it in a boat. Now, I used to love going out and fishing when you used to be able to build the big improvised rafts. You didn't really have this issue because there was a bit more space on them. Hopefully soon, obviously, they'll bring them back in. But I was just coming into the night time just to demonstrate, obviously, these fishing floats and that you can still fish at night. So it does look like you are getting fame for fish, but it does look like you're only getting 1 fame per fish if the fish is over 10 kg. Okay, so we're back 6 AM in the morning and we're going to do the same thing. Little sardine on there. I'm going to throw this out. as you can see, it's still glowing. Just in the daytime, you don't really see it that much. Now, obviously with fishing, it's not going to work every single time you cast your line out there, alright? Sometimes it does take a bit of patience, but then it does in real life as well. So, obviously bear that in mind, but this is a nice, relaxing way in Scum, I find, to gain some food. Obviously, I haven't done it really in a while. I used to like doing it on the rafts, as I said. But yeah, hopefully that fish got away because I didn't have my hand on the mouse then. Silly boy. But obviously, yeah, obviously in a PvP environment, you're gonna have to do this most likely at the traders, unless you have a base on the shoreline somewhere where it's, you know, where you're protected enough to be able to do this. And you can do that, obviously. You can build into the water slightly and then build yourself up some walls so that no one could shoot you from either side or from behind, etc. And then you've still got a nice clear line of fishing. You're going to have to do it though if you're on, say, a coastline, not like this, because someone on the other side of the island on there could then just aim over here and shoot you, obviously. But you get the idea. You can do it in a PvP area. Obviously in a solo or a PvE environment, this is a very nice way just to relax and, you know, instead of the hunting. I know a lot of people don't really like the hunting. Fishing is very easy, especially when you get the hang of, you know, the different weights of fish and how to reel them in. But as I said, it's a case of just holding down shift, reeling in, letting go of shift and reeling out slightly. Oh, it's a big one. So hold shift, reel in, let go of shift, and then reel out. And then obviously the line won't break. If you hold then shift and reel in again, then yeah. But you get the idea. It was just a quick little video. It does look like you are getting 1 fame per fish though, so it's another little way of gaining some fame for you. And it's a nice chilled way of doing it as well. Thank you for joining me today. I hope this helped a few of you out learning on how to fish and gaining some food very easily and in a relaxing way. We also answered that question of fame gain. Yes, you can gain fame from fishing, but the fish will have to be over 10 kilograms each time. But you'll get 1 fame per fish at 10 kg, which is good news if you're going to spend the day fishing. I want to give a quick shout out to our channel members, Megahoof, Mary G, Alti, Nectar940 and Phoenix. Thank you very much for your extra ongoing support. If you did enjoy the video, give it a like, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you stay up to date with the latest Scum news, guides and content over on the channel. Until next time, see ya!